And then sometimes I will then think too hard about why I'm forgetting to breathe that then I forget how to breathe. And then I just have to hope that like my brain can like take a step back and get out of the way so that my lungs can just do their thing. Hi, I'm Kate, and welcome to Always Tuck and Roll. We discuss life, the universe, and everything through the lens of autism, because I'm autistic. It's always gonna, color how I view the world. And despite the fact I haven't always known I had autism, it's how I've always viewed the world realistically. But now I'm on a journey of unpacking what all of that means as I learn more about autism in general and how it specifically relates to myself. I've been thinking a lot lately, like a lot. Mostly because, well, for one, I was alone for a week and that was pretty great, but it did allow for a lot of like stimulating thoughts. But now I am frazzled with a lot of projects and adventures and I don't have all of the facts or information that I need to plan, so I am overthinking all of the little tiny things. And overthinking is one of the most human things I think there is, because I don't know of anyone that doesn't overthink something. Even people who otherwise appear to be completely incapable of introspection, even they will overthink something. You also get lost in the details, missing like the big picture or the obvious solution. Thinking gets us into trouble, but it's also what we need to do to stay out of trouble. Yeah, no, we're just going to continue to overthink thinking in real time, right? That's the video. That's the whole video. Possibly, probably. I've been trying to film this for an hour and a half. I'll be perfectly honest. I make no promises other than I'm gonna try my best to get through this. But like, I have been overthinking things so hard today that earlier my Fitbit proudly told me that I was earning zone minutes. And that would be wonderful if I had been, like running. I don't run. I'm a flat-footed asthmatic with a very three-dimensional chest. Running is not my thing. My knees would also, they super hate running. That's not either here nor there. We're just not gonna, we're overthinking. We're trying not to spiral because we lost our train of thought in real time because we tangented about how much running sucks. Overthinking. I lost it. Am I finding it? Oh, right, zone minutes. Not supposed to get them while you're standing still. I will say that it was probably the first time I've ever earned zone minutes for overthinking when it was straight up overthinking and it was just like a really intense like if then but like nothing bad, because usually when I'm checked out mentally earning zone minutes, it's because I'm having like a PTSD flash. And those are really unsettling. And I'm working on those. They're getting better. They're not gone, but they're getting better finally. But of course, now I can just think myself into like panic about other stuff because I have the headspace to do so. So now I have to like find that fine line within my head. But it's hard to catch yourself and stop yourself from overthinking things because you don't always know that that's what's going on until it's too late and you're, the spyware you wear on your body just is telling you what's up. And honestly, I think that and the movement reminders on the Fitbit are what I mostly wear it for, because it's I will get lost in my head and forget to move around. But I mean, you're looking at someone who will get, so lost in their head they forget how to breathe. You ever find yourself just you forgot to breathe? You've been holding your breath, or you exhaled and didn't inhale and you just forgot to continue the process? That happens to me all the time. Not quite sure why, because it should be like an autonomous thing, because, if we don't breathe, we die. But, not, it's not the case for me. I just forget how to, I forget to breathe, and then sometimes I will then think too hard about why I'm forgetting to breathe, that then I forget how to breathe. And then I just have to hope that, like, my brain can, like, take a step back and get out of the way so that my lungs can just do their thing without, like, me thinking the process broken or something. Um, yeah, that's not great. If I could overthink my heartbeat, I would probably forget how to do that. And I think that that's a terrible idea. Like, I think it's cool that, like, snipers can, like, lower their heartbeats so they can, like, shoot in between the pulses, because that's how you get a nice clean shot. I'm told, I don't know, but pretty sure I read that in a book about things. I've read a lot of textbooks about a lot of stuff over the years, and I picked up a lot of weird information that I'm not always quite sure where it came from. Can I remember stuff for tests? No, not even a little bit, but can I remember the most useless random trivia facts that I've just picked up, or anything that happened in Star Trek? Sure, I can. It's very helpful. It's almost never helpful. Anyway, right, good thing I can't overthink my heartbeat. I can overthink moving my body. That's fun. Occasionally I will forget how to move my hands, or my fingers specifically, like, how do I move you? That is a little bit nerve damage related, though. I have tendonitis in my arm, shoulder to fingertip, and it has caused some nerve problems. So sometimes I forget how to move my hands, and I just stare at them like a baby, like, I know you're probably pretty useful on some days, but I can't quite figure out what I'm supposed to do with you. Obviously, my arms, they just move on their own. So if if I can keep my head out of the autonomous body things, then I won't overthink them. Usually. Swallowing is one of those ones that I forget how to swallow the more I have to chew something. And then it's just like, what do I do with this sensation in my mouth? And it's horrible, and then it just has to go out. But then I also have a texture problem, so, like, if there's a surprise texture, I'm also not going to be able to swallow it. It's like a preemptive gag reflex. It's really weird. And it's super annoying and kind of embarrassing if it happens to me, like, anywhere out in public, or if I'm, like, at someone's house and they've cooked a meal and I'm just like, oh, I can't handle this. Because then I just have to, like, you can't politely spit out food. You really can't. There's no polite way of doing that, even if you are going to throw up if you don't. At this point in time, I don't embarrass easily anymore, because I know I'm weird, and there's nothing wrong with being weird. I try not to, like, make my issues other people's issues, so I just, will try to be as subtle as possible. It's not always possible, but, and boy, is subtlety nuanced. I can feel my brain start to go through all of the times I have definitely screwed up in public and probably should feel shame about them, but shame is such a useless emotion most of the time. So, we've already established I'm not going to, like, waste extra energy on most emotions, especially ones that I don't feel that are worth feeling at all. And that's okay. We're all... I have notes. Let's see if there's any... I say notes, there's like 5 things written down here. Not even. Some of them are just notes for other things. That's fun. I'm usually more... I almost said I'm usually more prepared than this, but that is false. I know there was something else I wanted to talk about with the overthinking thing. It's gonna drive me crazy. I am going to be thinking about this so hard. But I have to do this video on a Tuesday instead of the Thursday that I usually film, edit, post in like just a day-long marathon of, controlled chaos. But I don't have that ability this week. It has to be today, and I'm running out of time. I'm running out of light. And yes, I could turn on other lights, but this is a terrible place to try and light. Any place that has good lighting isn't a place I necessarily want to film in. But whatever. I'm overthinking, and now I'm adding unimportant rambles, and nobody needs that. What was the other thing I was overthinking? Because there was a whole other thing other than like the autonomous body things. Yeah. It's not important. I mean, it might be. It could be very important, especially if it's one of the things that, the body does to keep itself alive. But, my brain is super tired. I'm working on very little sleep, and I'm in between a lot of things right now, and that's okay. So, it's probably best to just call it a day, and yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Try not to get lost in your head. As important as thinking things through are, sometimes you just have to put it down and come back to it with a fresh brain, fresh eyes, and hopefully after a nap or something, because if I knew how to nap, I would totally take one, even though it is way too late in the day for that to be a good idea. And when all else fails, just, tuck and roll. Obviously, my arms, they just move on their own.